Hello guys, my name is Victor Bloodstone. Today I will be telling you guys about 5 true, creepy and disturbing horror incidents happened in abandoned asylum. So let's get started. Story 1. The Whispering Halls. The abandoned asylum stood as a decaying relic of a bygone era, its crumbling walls echoing with the whispers of the tormented. As I ventured through the desolate corridors, the air grew thick with an oppressive heaviness. It was as if the very essence of the asylum held on to the anguished memories of those who once suffered within. In one forgotten corner, I encountered a room where the walls seemed to pulse with a spectral energy. Flickering lights cast unsettling shadows on the peeling paint. As I approached, an ethereal voice spoke. A patient trapped between realms. The spirit recounted the horrors of the asylum's darker practices, where patients were subjected to cruel experiments in the name of science. The walls absorbed the cries of the tormented, and even in death, their anguish lingered, manifesting as ghostly whispers that reverberated through the decaying halls. As I hurriedly left that accursed room, the spectral voices persisted, leaving an indelible mark on my psyche. The asylum, it seemed, was not abandoned by the tortured souls that once inhabited its sinister confines. Story 2. The Ghostly Nurse. In the heart of the asylum, I discovered a rusted, forgotten nurse's station, a place where compassion had long since given way to cruelty. As I explored the area, a cold breeze swept through, carrying with it the ghostly presence of a nurse from a bygone era. The spectral figure materialized, her uniform tattered and stained. She spoke of her days as a nurse when the mentally ill were subjected to inhumane treatments. Her spirit, forever bound to the asylum, sought to expose the atrocities committed against the vulnerable. She led me to a hidden chamber where patient records detailed unspeakable acts of abuse. The walls seemed to close in as her voice trembled with the weight of guilt for not having protected those in her care. The ghostly nurse's presence lingered, a haunting reminder that the asylum held not only the ghosts of the tormented patients but also the spectral guardians who, in death, sought justice for the atrocities committed within its walls. Story 3. The Malevolent Shadows. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the asylum into an inky darkness, I stumbled upon a room where the shadows seemed to move with an unnatural intent. The air turned icy as I cautiously stepped inside, feeling an oppressive force. In that room, shadows took on twisted forms, and manifestations of the malevolence that had festered within the asylum's darkest corners. The darkness seemed to come alive, reaching out with a chilling touch that left me paralyzed with fear. The shadows whispered tales of violence and despair, of patients driven to madness by the asylum's cruel practices. As the shadows danced, they revealed glimpses of the unspeakable acts that had stained the very essence of the asylum. The room became a portal to a dimension where the malevolent energy of the past melded with the present. A sense of dread hung in the air as I fled the room, leaving the malevolent shadows to their haunting dance. The asylum, it seemed, harbored not only the tortured spirits of the past but also the lingering, malevolent shadows that fed on the darkness within its forsaken walls. Each story served as a chilling testament to the horrors that transpired within the asylum's walls, and the spirits trapped within seemed determined to share their tales with those brave enough to venture into the heart of the haunted institution. Story 4. The Forgotten Children. Deep within the asylum, I stumbled upon a desolate wing that had long been erased from official records. The air here was heavy with a profound sadness, and as I walked through the dimly lit hallways, I sensed the presence of something unseen. In a small, forgotten room, I felt the spectral energy of children, innocent souls who had suffered at the hands of the asylum's cruelty. Their laughter, forever silenced, echoed through the cold, sterile space. These were the forgotten children, subjected to unspeakable experiments in the name of medical progress. The walls of their prison absorbed the tears and echoed the silent cries of these young souls who never got the chance to grow up. As I stood in that haunting room, I became a witness to the spectral play of these ghostly children, their transparent figures skipping and playing in the dim light. Their laughter, though ghostly, carried a profound sorrow that left me with a deep sense of mourning for lives cut short and innocence lost. Story 5. The Malevolent Matron. Venturing into the asylum's bowels, I uncovered a chamber that had once served as the office of a stern matron. The atmosphere in this room felt charged with an oppressive authority that transcended time. The matron's ghost materialized, A spectral figure draped in a stern uniform. Her eyes, cold and unyielding, seemed to scrutinize my very soul. She spoke of her reign of terror, the cruel punishments, the arbitrary discipline, and the unchecked power she wielded over the vulnerable patients. As she recounted her malevolent rule, the room seemed to warp, the very walls pulsating with the echoes of her tyranny. The matron's spirit, twisted by the darkness she had embraced in life, became a haunting presence that sought to impose its malevolence on any who dared enter her domain. The malevolent matron's ghostly authority lingered, a spectral reminder of the cruel reign that once held sway within the asylum's walls. The room, tainted by her oppressive energy, became a focal point for paranormal activity, a place where the living could feel the weight of the matron's lingering malevolence. If you liked the stories, then consider liking the video and subscribing my channel, as it would motivate me to make more videos for you guys, and thank you for watching this video.